it's Annie from Vintage Lace Journal, and today I'm going to show you how to make these hidden paper clips to go in junk journals. And they're super easy to make. There's lots of different ways to make them, lots of different sizes you can make them, and lots of different ways you can embellishment. And as it says, it's a hidden paper clip, so the paper clip is on the inside, and all you have to then do is find the page you want to put it on and then slide it on. There we go, and that will keep in there that way. And then you can use this to hold your tags or things inside there. So like I said, they're super easy to make, and you can make them any size you wish. So for this video, I've chosen a A4 piece of cardstock and an A4 piece of photocopier paper. Now you can use something a little bit heavier cardstock than this if you want to. I find that this is perfectly adequate for what you need to do. This is a piece of paper that's going to hold your hidden paper clip on. So the first thing I'm going to do is, with the A4 piece of paper, I'm just going to take 1/8 of an inch off the side and off the bottom. Now the reason why I'm doing this is because when you fold the two pieces of paper together, if you didn't take 1/8 of an inch off, this would just stick out the bottom. You can do it that way and trim it off at the end. I find it's just easier to get that step done. Now, so I'm going to fold this piece of paper in half, like so, and that's along the long side. And then I'm going to do the same with my piece of card. So folding it over, and then getting my tool to really burnish that crease on there and on there. My paper trimmer needs its blade replacing. It's quite feathery, but we don't actually see this part anyway, so I'm not too worried about that at the moment. Okay, I'm going to put this to the side for a moment, and now I'm going to bring in my paper clips. Now I'm using 2-inch paper clips. These are the larger ones. You can use smaller ones, it's up to you. And I'm going to place them along the top with the long bit at the front and the short bit coming down at the back. So again, on there. Doesn't matter what colour your paper clips are, because you're not going to be able to see them at all. There, and one at the end. Okay, and then just make sure that they are sitting 90 degrees from the top. Now my next step, I'm just going to tell you as well, the open bit is at the bottom. You put the paper clips on the folded bit at the top. Don't put it on the open bit, otherwise obviously this won't open at the bottom. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get some tape, and I'm going to just simply put tape along the top part. Now this does two things. It holds these in place, and it's also going to give us a little bit of extra stick later on. And I'm going to do the same down the bottom of the paper clips to hold those in place there. There we go. And I'm just going to really make sure that that is stuck on the paper. Makes it easier when we want to get the actual tape off. And I'm going to turn it over and do exactly the same step on the other side. So tape across the top of the paper clips, pushing down and over as you go. Just going to trim that little piece off here. And do exactly the same along the bottom. Like so. Okay, I'm going to bring my piece of card in now. I'm going to open this up. Trim pieces off. must replace my blade. Okay, so with one piece here, I'm now going to come in with some wet glue. So I'm using my all-purpose tacky glue. I'm going to take the tape off the top part, which leaves a sticky part showing. And then I'm going to go all around the edges of here with the wet glue. Along the bottom and down the side. And just around in the paper clips. Okay, so once I've done this, I'm then going to turn it over and place this onto my cardboard, putting the paper clips right up to the top as far as I'll go, and then push all of that down, really making sure that glue is firmly stuck. Okay, and then once that's stuck down, I'm going to do exactly the same step on the other side. So remove the tape and then come in with your wet glue. Just down the paper clips especially, because that's where it will have most trouble sticking. And then you just bring the top part over and again really push that down around the paper clips and around the edges. There we go. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is bring in my trimmer, and we're going to trim these down into our paperclip size. So we can feel where our paperclip comes along and our next one starts. So I'm going to roughly trim about there. Bring a trimmer down. Make sure it cuts through both layers, which in this case it hasn't. It's quite thick paper, so I'm just going to bring my scissors in to cut the bottom layer as well. There we go. So our first one done, and again find out where your next part's going to come. And again, cut through most of that, just not the second part. If you've got a guillotine, this will probably be a lot better for cutting. To trim that edge now. Okay, find out where your next paper clip is. So it's there. I'm actually going to cut this just gently with my scissors. Tidy that up. And then again, in between my last two paper clips, I'm going to cut down there. So that is the basis of making these paper clips, and if I just show you with my journal, you obviously then have these open and they just clip on the side like that. Okay, and you can see both sides is patterned. So the next thing I'm going to do is think about decorating these. first thing I'm going to do with a couple of them is to round the corners. Now again, quite thick paper, so I'm just going to have to open that slightly just to round the edges. There we go. Need to trim that. Really need some sharper scissors, I think. There we go. This one I'm going to cut slightly differently. I'm going to cut a V shape into this one. So I'm going to come from the corner up to the centre, and from the other corner to meet that join there. Okay, so that's going to be like a V-shaped one. I'm going to do a V-shaped one on this one as well. So from corner up to the centre and meeting the other side. And then the last two I'm just going to round the corners. Like so. And then the next step with these, because these are black and white, sort of the monochrome effect, I am going to take some distress ink and ink all the edges. But I'm going to do that off camera because I don't think you really need to see me sit and ink all these up. So then I've got black ink around the edges, and the next thing I'm going to do is add some washi tapes. So I've chosen the like blacks and silvers and greys to go in with the designs already. So first of all I'm going to use this black washi tape and just place it in random places around the tags. I can find the edge, there we go. So I'm going to cut this rather than tear it, so I've got a nice straight edge. Thinking about where I've got some blank spaces. Go for this nice silver. Gosh, that was hard to find the edge. I'm just going to cut that word off. Start new. I think I'm going to put this one along there. And again, you can use whatever you've got in your stash that you want to use up. Everyone has different bits and pieces. I like that one. Nice gold. And I'm going to put that along that one as well. Picture of the lady on. And that quite blends in really, really well. And just this last one here. Going to use this one. I'm just going to pop a small piece there. And another piece just in there. I've also got these letters and number stickers that were left over from the kit. So I'm just going to randomly put some of these numbers. I've got a little bit of sparkle on them, quite nice. So I'm just going to randomly put some numbers on here as well. Can't go wrong with numbers and washi tape. It's just a chance to play with your stash or whatever's going to link in with the journal that you're doing these for. Maybe different colours, different stickers. Good way to use up any little odds. There we go. I'm going to just add one more on this one. And there we go. So we have some little journal cards. I think they've come up really nicely. And again, not going to worry too much about the back. You can decorate the back if you want to, because obviously when these do go in your journal, you will see both sides. So just open up, and obviously the inside, you can't see the paper clip, it is hidden, and that white paper just makes it look quite neutral on the inside. So there we go, just pop that onto your project and gives it a nice finish. So 1 piece of A4 card and 5 hidden paper clips. Hope you enjoyed my video. Please like and subscribe and give a comment below. Thanks for watching.